Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Tardis Zone Live. We got some Doctor Who news. Nice to see some of you back. Of course, Ted was perfectly all right during the first stream, but he's decided now he's going to be a little lunatic for this stream. We will get my co-host on, Rabbi. Sent him the link there, Rabbi. So if you're there listening there, Rabbi, I've sent you the link, my friend. We'll just give it a couple of minutes, let people get back in with us. We've got 8 viewers watching right now. Do us a favor, guys, and give the stream a like. Also, hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to let people know about the channel as well, because with this whole crisis business going on, this is the only way that we're reaching new people, is you guys letting people know what's going on with channels and which channels to actually recommend. Just give us a second, guys. I have to go into the bedroom because Ted is just not having any of it. So just give me a second, because I have to leave me sitting room because of the dog.
Hi, Willie. Look up.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Seriously, man, don't ever get an emotional dog. Yeah?
Hey, come here.
Oh, for fuck's sake, see? He has it all over the place, man. I don't blame him. I suppose I keep forgetting that animals are going through stuff as well, but it's wrecking me head. I can't just sit down and relax without, like, in my ear. Hey, Rabbi.
Hello.
Yeah, we haven't even started yet, and I'm stressed out to bits already. Jesus, where's my phone? Oh, God. Right, I'm going to let Rabbi just talk there for a second. I have to go in and get my phone.
Okay, what we're talking about? I guess we're going to be talking about the, was it Tegan Nissagate?
Yeah, go on.
What would be their name? The Tissa? Was it Nigan? Yeah, I think Nigan's better than Tissa. But they're not an item. They're not an item. They're not going to be an item. I don't think they ever were an item. So I guess we're talking about that. We're talking about the incredible success that the watch along was last night. Just an absolute success in every way. I think they had over 5 million tweets. That when more people actively had to show their appreciation for it, that they're on board with it, then there were people who idly sat in the room while the Doctor Who season finale played. It just shows you what incredible appetite there is for Doctor Who. But like for good Doctor Who, and I just don't know what they're going to do when they got to do a Jodie one eventually, haven't they? Isn't it going to be like a real diss not doing a Jodie one? Isn't it a real diss that they haven't done one yet? Do they want to really diss them? I don't know. I would love to know what's going on behind the curtain, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I honestly, I think it's we might find out in like 20 years or so. Like with the JNT era, we found out about 10 years ago. After JNT was dead and Gary Downey was dead, and they had no next of kin, and then we were able to find out what happened with the JNT era, and it was interesting. It wasn't anything that scandalous, but so I think if we ever find out this, it'll be the same, unless somebody screws up so much there's like a public shaming.
Yeah.
But, I
I
can't
mean,
imagine that happening.
this whole Nissa and Tegan biz, it's ridiculous anyway because it didn't.
Yeah, it's all based on one line from that thing saying there was a nice couple from Australia. There was Nissa and Tegan, a nice couple from Australia.
Yeah, but that
Like,
doesn't mean
come
I know.
on.
But they jumped the gun. That doesn't mean anything.
Exactly. Well, it's not even that. Like Nissa, I'm pretty sure Tegan as well. Nissa has a very strong post Doctor Who story. There's been established now that she was married, she had children, which to me means she's probably heterosexual.
Well, see, here's another thing as well.
Tegan to be gay, then I want Captain Jack to be straight and exclusively straight. It's that ridiculous.
Yeah, it's. I just look. It's the stupidity of these fans, and I'm sorry, it is stupidity. Look at, as I said, me, Rabbi, and Doctor Who fans in general, the ones that aren't homophobic, have no problem with LGBTQ plus characters.
No one's homophobic
in Doctor Who. But
have you ever met
this whole shipping? Exactly, I've never met anybody, but this whole shipping business that you are doing, this is why there's such a resistance against it, because it's basically these characters, right? For example, right, as I said, I keep bringing it up, but it is the most perfect example. You look at the way RTD has handled LGBT characters, and you look at how Chris Chibnall has treated them. There's a stark contrast. There's a stark contrast. RTD understood writing for these characters because he's part of that community, so he could write for those characters and do those justice. Chibnall's excuse: he's just a bad writer. That's what it is.
I mean, that's really the bottom line.
And I wrote it in the video last night. That's exactly what it is. He's clueless on story arcs. He's clueless on character development. For example, Ryan's another perfect example. Forget about Yaz for a minute, right? We all know Yaz is bad, but let's concentrate on Ryan. Ryan was shown in the very first episode, the woman who felt the earth falling off a bike. Okay? Right?
Yeah,
so established in that episode that he had a disability. Right, but later on in that series, he's going around running around like as if he's playing Call of Duty and firing guns. Then in series 12, then he's throwing bombs like basketballs and running around and not tripping over himself. If anybody knows anybody with this disability, which I do because my wife happens to have that disability, then you will see that Ryan's portrayal of that disability is actually not spot on at all.
The only reason they had the disability in it, the only reason that they had this reaction is so people go, oh my gosh, how stunning, how brave, how wonderful for Chris Chibnall to highlight his disability. That's all they want.
Don't realize that
about the disability.
Exactly. But this getting back to Nessa and Tegan. Listen, right? Bottom line is that whether you like it or not, J-Bots, they're straight characters. And as I said, if you want LGBTQ plus characters, well, then I'd be looking at the current showrunner now and saying, what the hell? Because he's not actually doing these characters any justice whatsoever. And then when he does put them in, they're shoehorned in, they're given 20 seconds on screen, they're killed by a Dalek. And by the way, that exact scene is in Resolution. Go and check it out. He literally says that he has a boyfriend at home and gets obliterated. So that's his way of doing it. By the way, we can also talk about the fact that he's insensitive on topics like cancer and bullying. There's no way you can convince me that Yasmin Khan was bullied. I'm sorry again.
Yeah, really, exactly. An attractive woman. No, that's not happening.
No, her portrayal, she was not bullied. Trust me.
Exactly. Shut up. So stupid.
Right, I was bullied.
Just put it in at the last minute because they said, "Oh, she's got no character."
Yeah, but I was bullied growing up. Right, I was bullied in school. Right, I was bullied all the way up until my senior years, until I got to college, and then that was it. Then I had enough, and I stood up for myself. But all the way through my primary school and my secondary school here, I was bullied going to school, coming home from school. I was terrified getting up in the mornings, right? She showed none of those characteristics at all during the series, even in certain situations when she was in that should have actually highlighted, this is how a clever writer does it. She's bullied, so when she's involved in a situation with the doctor, right, they should do a little flashback that kind of correlates with what's happening now to kind of give, now I understand why she's reacting that way. But there was none of that with Yasmin Khan, and all these people that are praising Chris Chibnall, well done, you highlighted this, you highlighted mental health. No, he didn't. He didn't highlight mental health or bullying. He didn't do it properly. Go and watch Vincent and the Doctor. If you want an episode on mental health, that's good. Go and watch Vincent and the Doctor. Don't even
exactly. Everything he touches in terms of writing turns to shit. It's incredible. He has the anti-Midas touch for writing. Unbelievable. Now, here's the question. Is this going to hurt his career ultimately or not, you think?
Do I think what?
Do you think this is going to hurt his career ultimately? Because before this, he was doing really well.
No, I don't think so. I think he'll be able to work. See, all good blaggers. Look at J.J. Abrams, right?
Yeah,
and I don't want to point it draw it back to people like him and that other gobshite Kurtzman, right? The one good thing that they're good at is they have a gift of the gab. Right? Do you know how to talk their ways out of situations, and they're able to talk these things up? They'll be able to convince executives. Listen, don't mind what the audience is saying. I'm telling you now that this product is great, and they're wrong. Trust me, they'll come around. Right?
Yeah,
and
you don't want to submit to the risk.
BBC buys this shit. Then CBS bought the shit. JJ has now walked into another fucking company now and has taken over another franchise. So he was able to convince them, look, yeah, I screwed up Star Wars. I screwed up leading Star Trek. But I'm still walking into jobs. He's still walking into jobs. These people still keep getting employed for the one reason is they're gifted the gab. They know how to talk their way out of trouble and blab their way into a job. I don't think this will hurt his career. I think he'll actually go on and he'll probably do great after Doctor Who, to be quite honest with you. That's how ironic this will be. This will be
it's weird world, isn't it?
He'll go off and do, because trust me, you know this yourself. Every showrunner goes through a bad patch. Every showrunner writes something shit but ends up bouncing back to get that one series that will give them their golden ticket again. This right now is not his golden ticket. This is just a job to him. You could see it. He doesn't give a shit about Doctor Who. He doesn't. You could see it. Later on, I want to show you some tweets of
RTD going terribly for him.
Yeah,
I just think it's like this is like a nightmare for him, and he wants to be out of it desperately.
Well, he probably does. He probably does. But here's the thing: then I'd say to him, why take the job in the first place? Right, that's the big thing that I can understand that. I can actually get behind you and say, okay, you had the balls to say that you weren't the right man for the job, but why did he take it? Why did he take it if he had turned it down the first time anyway? Right, he took it because he said, "Feck it, it's a job. I'll only have to do this for 2 or 3 years, and then I can go off and do something else."
I think it's more that he was socially forced into it.
He was forced into it. And I think Moffat and RTD, because they did play a part in making it. Yeah, and I think they are feeling guilty. I think I have rushed to conclusions over the last couple of weeks when it concerned Moffat and RTD. And yes, again, on this channel, if I get things wrong or I think I've got it wrong, I'll come out and say when I've got it wrong. Right? But I do honestly. We will get into that. Hold on, but we will get into that, Rabbi. We will, because I'm actually going to bring it to that now in a minute. Because I'm getting up the tweet. I'm getting up the tweets now. I have them saved on Facebook, on my Messenger. But this brings us to Moffat and RTD. I want to talk about these two. But firstly, I want to say is right, and I want to ask you guys in the live chat. And I want to hear from you in the live chat. So I want to hear your opinions. I will throw the comments up as well. Now, I really want your opinions on this. And Rabbi, you too, right?
Right.
Now, here's the question. I got upset, obviously, as you all know, because I thought Moffat, because he wrote the story for Jodie Whittaker. I was saying he was taking her side. He's basically he has publicly come out like RTD and defended the timeless children, right? But here's the question I want to ask you guys, and Rabbi especially. Is it fair, though, if the information that I've been given, and there is rumours flying out there that Moffat and RTD aren't happy, right? So if that is the case, though, is it fair, right? Because we know Moffat has done it before and RTD has done it before, but this is a different situation. Is it fair that these two guys, right, if they want to show back, why not come out and just say it? I can understand to a certain extent. Yes, I do get it, right? But is it fair for them to be playing both sides? Because to me, I don't.
That's a good question, isn't it?
Playing both sides, because right now, right, my emotions are all over the place, over the time, this children, and it doesn't help when I see.
No, it all depends on what's going on, and we just don't know what's going on.
Yeah, but still,
Right, I mean,
hold on. Even if we didn't know what was going on, they're still playing both sides because
it seems to me if they are, it's a very, very dicey game of politics they have to play right now. Like, for example, when the tweet that Rusty Davis put out last night about the 506 extra regeneration.
I'm about to throw that up now. This is what I have on me.
So I got an interesting follow up to that.
Yeah.
That in Sarah Jane Adventures, there was this weird throwaway line which he put in just as kind of a joke when they asked the doctor how many times he could regenerate, and he said 556, either 506 or 556. I can't remember which one it was.
It's 557. I have it here, but for some weird reason, my messenger has decided to freeze. So hold on. I'm trying to get these messages up because I actually have these messages. Right, here we go. So I have them now. So we'll start off with the one that Rabbi is actually talking about. Where is it? It's the 557. Where is it? Hold on, no, don't do that. Copyright. Don't be doing that to me, you dirty, rotten computer.
I'm really worried the video I put up today is going to get a copyright strike because I put on it John Barrowman's video things when you could hear the music playing in the background.
Yeah. Right. Well, listen. Before I show you that tweet, anyway, I want to show you this. Right. Just to show you, right? So this is how many people watch the Timeless Children overnight, as we know. Yeah?
Right.
So there it is up on the screen. Now, remember that figure, right? 3.78, right? Now, watch this. Is it this way or no, it's this way. So that was Journey's End.
What? Viewers? They're 10.57. What? Viewers on what platform we're talking? Is that iPlayer?
Wikipedia.
Oh, this was on when it was originally.
Yeah, originally released.
Oh, I thought you meant last night.
No. We'll get into last night now in a minute. But there you go, right? So let's put this into perspective for a second here, right? So the excuses that we've heard, graveyard time slot, we've heard, it's on a Sunday. We've heard all the excuses. TV habits have changed, blah, 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 right? All of it is bullshit, right? That's a serious finale there, right? 10.57 million, right? Now, in fairness, the woman who fell to earth, obviously, the very first episode got higher ratings than that. But that's what you should be getting at a season finale, right? Still to this day. Actually, in fairness, the audience, if the audience hasn't grown, you'd be worried. This is why when you go back and you look at this figure, this is why I can't understand these idiots are saying that's a success. How can you say that's a success?
No, that's not a success.
Right. Your audience, right? If here's the thing, right? Doctor Who is different, right, to other TV shows. It's the same as all the other side. They build up an audience over time, right? And then they get a fandom, right? those fans will never go away, right? So you have a constant few million that will always tune in, right? And then you grow your audience. The audience have went backwards since 2005. 3.78 has nothing to do with TV habits or anything like that. They are not getting. And listen, again, this is why their whole little thing is broken. Where is that 5 million tweet?
Well, yeah, but that's why they're going so crazy right now.
There you go. So this is from Russell T himself. This is from Russell T Davis himself. 5 million tweets, and I haven't said this music at Murray Gold, the greatest composer in the world. 5 million tweets. Now, I just want to add something to that. That's 5 million tweets on Twitter. Now, I'm at the seeing a post by Emily. RTD got himself banned on Twitter last night because he had posted up over 100 tweets. So she put up a warning to people today to let everybody know the next time to do a tweet along, if you put more than 100 tweets up, you're going to be blocked by Twitter. So be careful, right? So loads of people, right? So this just goes to show you there was a huge demand last night. Last night was magical, right? Now, I know me and Rabbi started at turn left, but that made it even better for us, to be honest. It made the experience so much better. But this, right? But this is only Twitter, right? Nobody spoke about who was doing it on Facebook because they probably have a version on Facebook. And John Barrowman and some of the cast were also on Instagram as well, right? This last night's show.
Oh my God, John Barrowman was awesome last night.
Yes, he was. But this is the point I want to get to, and Rabbi, you can intercede here. But this last night was an embarrassment for Chris Chibnall and Jodie Whittaker. But I want to show you, while Rabbi is actually gonna get his opinion across in this, I'm going to look for that tweet, because there's one tweet we want to show you. Some of you might have seen it in the video already, but there is a tweet that we want to show you, because at the time when I seen it, I actually went mad because I didn't read it properly, and Rabbi actually reined me in and said, no, he's actually throwing shade here, Noel. Have a look.
Yeah, I think he was.
Well, Rabbi, go ahead, man. 5 million tweets. I mean, if that's not a resounding, and by the way, compared to 3.75 million for the Timeless Children finale, take that into account.
You have to actively tweet. I watched it and I didn't tweet because I was too busy doing all the other stuff. But I was too busy talking about the tweet, so I didn't have time to tweet. But I'll watch it. So that's only a fraction of the audience. Like, what percent of the audience do you think tweets?
I know.
25%?
Yeah.
Maybe, if you're being really generous. That means legitimately it probably had an audience of around 20 million last night.
Yeah. I know. And I'll say it again.
For a rerun.
Yeah. But again, it just goes to show you, if you give the fans exactly what they want, right? Which is decent Doctor Who. This is what we got last night. We got Doctor Who last night.
We got better than decent. We got primo Doctor Who.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, we got Doctor Who last night. What the BBC need to realise is for 2 years, unfortunately, we haven't got that, right? And this is why you are in the pickle that you are in.
Right.
The fans
Like, do you think they can do that the BBC? Think Piers Wenger, you can say, listen, do you see the difference? Like, Doctor Who didn't trend, I think, at all when the Jodie Whittaker run, when it's heavily advertised. Right? It didn't trend.
It wasn't trending. You're right. It wasn't trending.
It got like 5 of the top 20 spots last night.
It was 8, wasn't it? 8.
Yeah. It's like crazy.
8. Remember that, guys. 8. It got 8 bloody spots.
It does seem to me that this is being. I wouldn't be surprised if this is being set up to make a point to somebody in some corporate facility somewhere.
Listen, as I said, and I will bring this up. this is rumor and speculation, of course, but what I was told from the same source from Spyfall, so that anybody that's been with me from the very beginning, you know what I'm talking about when I say the same source as what's it, Spyfall? Yeah, that stupid Doctor Who two-parter. Anyway, what I was told is that after the Timeless Children, RTD, Stephen Moffat were very unhappy with what Chris Chibnall had done. So much so that they both confronted Piers Wenger. Apparently, they both want Doctor Who back. This is what we've been told. Added on to that, we got the news a couple of days ago that apparently the latest is that the ideal scenario would be is that Stephen Moffat's production company come in. What would happen then is that he would use his own people. Chris Chibnall would stay on until Series 13, and then he would leave. It's a way of kind of saving face. Well, to us, we know
are they really
saving face in this, right? Listen, if he wants out himself anyway, this makes perfect sense, right?
Right.
And to be honest with you, I do agree with Rabbi. I do think he does want out, but I would question why he would take the job in the first place. And I do agree with Rabbi. He was probably pushed into it, and I think this is why Moffat and RTD are doing what they're doing right now, because they do feel guilty about the way the show has gone, because they feel partly responsible. Now, if this is the case that Moffat and RTD want to take over, I don't know how you would feel about that. But again, we have to stress it is rumor, speculation, and they have come out publicly and supported the Timeless Children, and that's why I wanted to ask you: do you think it's right that if they do want to show that they're playing both sides? But this is the tweet that we're on about last night. This was the tweet that caught everybody's eye. And this is the tweet where RTD is actually clearly, I didn't read it properly last night, and you will see here, Jordan, that stream, Rabbi actually has to rein me in. Say, no, you're reading it wrong. You're reading it wrong. So let me see. Hopefully now you will see this. There we go. So it's a bit small on the screen, but as you can see there, I'll read it out to you. It says, this isn't quite so exciting now that we know 557 other doctors could have turned up here. Hashtag Subwave Network.
Right.
So this is the tweet. And yeah, it clearly does. Again, I have to say at the time I wasn't really paying attention because there's so much going on. I was enjoying myself last night.
So, yeah, I was going to say that I got a little addendum to this now. So in Sarah Jane Adventures, he had one line with I think when it was Tennant was in it, maybe it was Matt Snow. When it was Tennant was in it, that he can regenerate 507 times. Right? Do you remember that?
I didn't watch the Sarah Jane Adventures, so
it was a bit of a hoo-ha thing at the time, but it basically was just put in as a bit of a like. It was Russell T Davies just being naughty and having a joke. That's
right,
really what.
Well, hang on. But is it in reference to that, or is it really?
Well, here's the thing. I think he used the number 557 instead of 507 to give, just like with Moffat, to give himself plausible deniability if he gets in trouble. Because then he says, "What are you talking about? I'm referencing Sarah Jane Adventures 557." They say, "No, it's 507." It's like, "Oh, I made a mistake." He's giving himself plausible deniability, but he's throwing shade.
Well, what do you think, guys? And we asked everybody in the live chat. Do you actually think that RTD and Stephen Moffat have been given shade? Now, again, because of this message, and thanks to Rabbi for kind of reining me in a little bit, I actually went back and watched the Strax video again. Just the little pieces that Moffat had actually done. There's clearly stuff being thrown towards Chris Chibnall. There definitely is something there. So for me, when I hear these rumors that there's movement behind the scenes to kind of for those two lads to take over, it kind of makes sense. But again, I just find again, Rabbi is right. It's kind of hard to know what's going on, but if they are clearly looking to get back in and working on Doctor Who, because listen, look at these other tweets as well. Look at these other tweets as well. You can clearly see that that RTD loves writing for Doctor Who. So
Oh my God! From the Pharaoh Sarah Jane. It was like you just saw this insane love for Doctor Who.
There, look at there. So we wrote there, oh, Donna, I loved writing you. I went on to the set day after the script had been released to the cast and crew in the middle of silence in the library, and people treated me like a murderer. There was pal all over the production. So you see it there. He's actually expressing. It's like as if he's actually. It's like an open CV. It's kind of like, look at me. I still love writing for Doctor Who. You know that. And look at this. This one's about Elizabeth.
Right.
Oh, goodbye, Liz. And by the way, apparently, and I didn't know this, so I'm gonna start because I always use the Z. But apparently Liz didn't like the Z. She wanted her name to be spelled Lis. So
I'll remember that. Next time you do it, I'm right. I will totally use that spelling.
Yeah, I'll remember that now. So that's the way she wanted it written. So we but this is one that I like. We had plans for Martha and Mickey to go into Torchwood Children of the Earth. But those superstars had too much work. They weren't free. It'd been wonderful to see Freema official and Noel Clarke conquer the world. Love you guys. I mean, even right, your guy that Noel Clarke and your woman that plays Billy Piper's mother, Rose Tyler, she is actually his son's real life godmother. So they've actually struck up a friendship afterwards, and she's became godmother to Noel Clarke's child.
Who was Jackie?
Yeah, Jackie. There you go.
I love Jack. I mean, I tell you, if I see her on like even as like a bit part and a big finish thing, I'm like, I gotta have that.
Yeah. Did you watch the videos of the three mums?
Yeah, it was sweet.
Yeah, it was. It was very good. I have to say, Donna Noble's man one was a bit cheeky. Did you see when they showed the glass of wine? She's like, no, yeah. Very good. But I have to say, my favourite one was definitely Jackie Tyler's. And of course, wouldn't you know, she was in the bedroom.
Exactly.
Brilliant. It was actually brilliant because that's the first scene we meet Jackie Tyler is in the bedroom.
Right.
Right. So, like, you know, it was actually, isn't it? It is, isn't it? The first time we actually see Jackie's in the bedroom.
Let me think. No, the first time the Doctor meets her, she's in the bedroom.
Oh, yeah. But, right. Okay, I get yeah, you're right. Actually, we only watched Rose a while ago. You think I would have played and realised that. Yeah, but it was very clever. Yeah, she hasn't bloody aged either. Jesus Christ, man. These women, even Martha's ma, she looked well. Donna's ma looked well.
Billy Piper looks so young.
Yeah.
So young.
I know.
She was 23. Brilliant. Was that Rose was supposed to be 19? I didn't know she was supposed to be that young.
Yeah. She played it well. I have to say. You know, I just don't like the character, but Billy Piper is alright. I mean, she's alright. I just hate the fact she puts on a posh accent when she's clearly not posh. You know.
Right, I don't know.
But Conor McGregor does that as well when he talks in UFC. He tries to put on this stupid posh accent. Listen, mate, just talk like a dub like I do. Nobody gives a shit. You know.
Well, you McGregor, I think the things he was saying was worse than how he was saying them. You know, he did blow up his last two movies with one statement. You know, when he said he was talking about, but when Dr. Sleep was coming out, he was doing publicity for Birds of Prey, and he said,
Ewan McGregor, yeah, he did all that.
Yeah, he blew up 2 movies with that one statement, the idiot.
And of course, I cannot escape the Ted, because guess who has joined me in the bedroom?
I'm scared to ask.
Ted. Okay,
well, could be worse.
It could be worse. So you're right. So I mean, yeah, I mean, last night was amazing. 5 million tweets, as I said. That's not counting what happened on Facebook and Instagram.
The social media was massive. Like, I don't think they're going to get that big again on Friday.
So no, the next one now is Human Nature and Family of Blood. Unfortunately, I'm not doing that one. Because for the simple fact is that Paul Cornell, the writer of those 2 episodes, has blocked me on Twitter. So we will do them on this channel, but I'm not doing them part of that official watch along.
It's Paul Cornell joins the Titan where Kiki Club, which is people whose work I adore, who I despise.
Yeah. The bottom line is, as I said last night, if you're going to ask the fans a question about this series finale, right, and you're not willing to accept that some fans don't like it, and then you go and block those, well, then I'm sorry. I will do Human Nature and Family of Blood, but me and Rabbi, actually, it'll be on anyway when Rabbi can't do it. So me and Rabbi will actually do it on a day that Rabbi can actually do it. And we will do our own Human Nature, Family of Blood. Sure, we will get to that point at some stage, because we're going to continue on anyway. After Series 1, we're going into Series 2. Then we'll do Series 3, as I said, all the way up. So we'll get there eventually.
Honestly, I just think we should wait till we get there now, because it's not.
Yeah, we'll wait until we get there. But if there's any other big ones or episodes that we like that happen to come forward, I just want them to do another Peter Capaldi one, actually.
Right.
And
right. Although they should do an Eccleston one as well. So I mean,
yeah.
And there's got to be some kind of politics going on for them not doing a Jodie one.
Well, here's the thing though. Someone did a false Radio Times article saying that Peter Capaldi was going to be part of these tweet-alongs, and it caused huge outrage.
Why would it cause outrage?
Oh no, within a few notes. Oh no, Peter Capaldi is coming. If there is politics in play, and I hate to say this, that's the it worked the first time, might work a second time. If you want Christopher Eccleston so bad or Peter Capaldi so bad, I'm not saying that you should. I'm not encouraging it, but it worked the last time. Oh, what the hell! Listen, if you want to do it to get Christopher, I'd love to see Christopher Eccleston on Twitter, but I don't know. Maybe he doesn't want to do it himself.
Right. But
a lot of bad memories for him. I mean, he writes about it in his book as well. 2005 is not something that he likes to look back on. So I don't know, but yeah, look again. We will do Human Nature and Family of Blood when we get to it. I'm not getting involved in that official one, to be honest with you. If the writer of it is going to be a twat, which he is, and I have no problem saying that on this channel, he is.
Oh, he totally
Anybody that doesn't accept someone else's opinion is. Listen, I don't care whether he disagreed with me or not. I wouldn't have cared if he replied back and embarrassed me, to be quite honest with you. I don't give a shit about that. You know that, right? The fact is that he blocked me just proves that he's a little snowflake, just like the rest of them.
Exactly. Yeah, and exactly, and that just makes me like, he's one of the few people I'm actually glad that.
I'm disappointed in a way though, because I wanted to tell him though, because I really did, right? And I wanted to even tell, and I forgot to say, you know what? Because we were so busy last night, I only sent one tweet to Russell. And the tweet that I really wanted to send them was because, as you all know on this channel, I told you that in 2005, Doctor Who didn't come back at the time that it did, I wouldn't be here. So I wanted to actually thank him last night. So I can't wait until the next one, because I'm going to thank him. He saved my life. Doctor Who saved my life. So I owe him that thanks. This is what annoyed RTD's era. That's what I mean. I love it. And anybody that was part of it, especially the Human Nature family, they're two of my favourite stories. And I am gutted that Cornell has blocked me. But at the end of the day, if he's gonna be a snowflake like the rest of them, well, then I don't want anything to do with him, because at the end of the day, I don't like his politics.
For somebody who makes his living selling his writing, to block a potential customer, the worst thing you can do. It's like, again, this is why Comicsgate is making millions, while the mainstream comic book industry is going through tough times. Pencils down.
Yeah, I'm thinking of writing something actually.
Okay.
I haven't written now since I was a teenager, but I'm thinking of writing some a story. I have a Torchwood story in mind. I haven't quite figured it out yet, but the basic premise, maybe I shouldn't actually say, just in case.
We'll save it.
Yeah, it steals the idea actually, because it's actually a good one. I'll let you know what it is, but it's actually not a bad one. I've just the episode. No, I can't give no. But I'm thinking of writing now. Listen, I'm not going to put a time limit on it, because for me, the way it works with me is when I used to write, I write when I'm actually in the humor. But once I start, I go long periods where I'm writing, and then I go long periods where I'm not. So the last short story that I wrote was when I was 12 years of age, and it took me a year and a half to complete. And it was about murder. It was about actually two couples that meet on holiday, and what happens is that basically one of them starts sneaking off with the other one, and it's not until they get back off their holiday that the other one finds out. But then one of them basically snaps and murders the other ones. But it's basically like you basically see what happens, right? And then it takes you then to the part where they're investigating it, but they can't quite catch this person, because this person has basically done their homework, has planned this and shit. And then there's a big twist and everything and stuff. Yeah, it went down well at the time. I wonder if my mom still has that short story somewhere, because I know she shared it with the neighbors, because she sent it around to all the neighbors, because my mom reads a lot of books, so she was very impressed with it. She was so impressed that she actually started giving it to neighbors to read. So now listen, I haven't done anything like this in a long time, but I've got this story in my head the last few months that I want to write. And I'm hoping when I write it, then I'm going to send it to Mr. Bowerman. And I want his opinion on what he thinks of it. But I think it'd be a great way for me personally, a great way to start Torchwood up again.
Oh my! I have to tell you something. Sorry to interrupt you. Have they lost their minds? RadioTimes.com has put together a new poll. People got to get over there. Which series is better, Series 7 or Series 12?
Right. Who's winning?
Series 7 has 73%. Series 12 has 27%. And Series 7 was, I think, one of the weakest. Matt Smith was. They're trying to find any series that will be able to not be defeated.
Listen, Radio Times. Listen, this is I need to kind of tell you all this. Radio Times are doing all those polls because they've been asked by the BBC, because the BBC actually want to know what the audience are actually thinking right now. Because if anybody on the other side is under any illusions that the BBC are not worried, they are worried. It's just right now they're being stubborn, because they think now with this thing that's at the happening now that they've bought a bit of time like they did the last time. They're not going to buy time. The anger is not going to subside, right? The anger is not going away, right? The fans have showed last night especially that if they're given great Doctor Who, they will watch by the millions. They will tweet by the millions. They will
Yeah,
get
this is
involved
killing
by
you.
millions.
This is killing the Jodie Whittaker Doctor Who.
Listen, this is nothing to do with Whittaker either, right? Look, at the end of the day, she took the job. She was bad for the job, right? This is Chris Chibnall, right? That man, right, did something, right, that's incomprehensible, right? That man has made it, as we know, the foundation of the Time Lords is down to the experimentation and the murder of a child, right? Sorry, multiple murder of a child. Forget about the rest of the stuff that he's done. And I keep telling people this because this is where the argument needs to go. Because I've noticed, and seriously, I've noticed, you go anywhere where I've posted and you talk about ratings. As soon as I bring up, so you're okay with the fact that the foundation of the Time Lords came about because a woman found a child, experimented on that child, and murdered that child multiple times to get the power of regeneration. You're okay with that. They shut up. They run away. They don't even comment because they won't go in near that, right? They'll bring up all the other things, as I said, the brain, the Morbius, and all this other bullshit, right, as a distraction, and how that Jodie Whittaker's era is in a bloody graveyard slot. Well, as Rabbi said last night,
It's in a perfect slot.
Rabbi said last night, and by the way, right, this is how fucked up this whole situation was. Jordan Sirius 12, I actually became a fan of fucking Country File. I was watching Country File before Doctor Who. I was watching Country File because it was far more interesting. And then I was like, and then it was me and Cheryl were sitting, oh, here we are now. Here we go now. Oh, no, what's going to happen this week? You know, it was dread. It was dread. I was looking forward to Country File, right? And then, you know, me and Cheryl were looking at each other. Will we get into the old Strictly? Luckily, we didn't. But, like, you know, we were looking at each other and we were kind of that music. That was getting me going. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, I'm turning into an elflet. Like Doctor Who, I'm a grown man, right? But in some respects, and Rabbi would probably agree with me here, but when we watch Doctor Who, even if it's a siege under base or whatever it is, you know, we're transported back to our childhood. It makes us, for those 45 minutes or 50 minutes, we're like the audience. We're like the what the show is for the whole family. We're transported back. We're like kids for that hour. For that short bit, it's when we forget about our worries. We forget about all the reality around us and be transported to this magical place where the Doctor has to save the universe.
Yeah, we're being transported to a horrible, abusive childhood.
Yeah.
That we go to.
And now, yeah, exactly. And this is what I keep saying. When the J-bot starts arguing with you on Twitter now, and on Facebook, and on all those other platforms, or comes onto your videos and hurls abuse at you because you didn't like Series 12, and then you just turn around and say, well, the biggest reason why I didn't like Series 12 is simple fact is that they preached to us about climate change but flew all over the world to film this series. They spoke about plastic, but most of their merchandise is made of plastic. And also, the foundation of the Time Lords is actually based on the fact that they murdered and experimented on a child multiple times. I'll say, so if you're happy with that, fair dues to you. But if there is, I'd question you, as I said, and I will. If you think that's okay, I would question you. And if you have kids, I would say, social services, where are you? I would have your kids taken off you. You must be sick in the head to think that this is okay, right? But let's talk about the plot holes, right? Because I put it in the video last night. What's the plot holes, right? Well, the biggest one I can think of is the fact that the Master or the Cybermen somehow put dead Time Lords into cyber suits. Then
and that's not how they worked, and they not only do they work, they now can regenerate.
And now exactly. But the not even before all that, the fact that now the Cybermen can actually, you know, convert dead bodies, which makes absolutely no sense whatsoever either. But we'll forget about the glaring plot holes in it. We'll just keep bringing up the brain of Morbius about how he is all right and the Doctor can all those bloody amount of time.
Drives me crazy.
Exactly.
That if those faces were the Doctor would aware
a few
of
minutes, you go ahead. I just want to. I mean, this is bullshit. Let's be honest. It's all bullshit. This timeless children thing is bullshit. It doesn't matter which way you look at it. None of this makes sense. And another thing as well, we do say it belittles William Hartnell's legacy, right? And I'm going to say this is controversial as well, but it also belittles Jodie Whittaker's as well, because let's be honest, she is the doctor right now, right? He retconned his own doctor, so he made her pointless, right? And then when he brought a second female doctor in, he made her more he made her more female. She acted like a female doctor, and he made Jodie Whittaker's doctor was a blundering idiot. Watch that scene again, by the way. Watch that whole scene. TV wrote it that Ruth's doctor gives shade to Jodie Whittaker's doctor. It's unbelievable. This woman.
Even Chris Chibnall throws shade on Chris Chibnall.
I know.
There's no shade to throw.
It's fucking lunacy. I swear. And look, last night proved, and you know what? Me and Rabbi last night watched that stream, and I'm not just saying watch that stream because I just want viewers. Watch that stream last night. Listen to me. Listen to Rabbi. Listen to the joy in their face. The joy in their voices. Listen to what we're talking about. I mean, Torn left blew Rabbi away because Rabbi didn't realize how
good it was.
This actually was, and it was even the series finale blew his expectations from back in the day. Which just goes to show you the power of this show when it's on top of its game. It's such a shame. It's such a shame that in a short space of time they get from 10.57 million and then to a paltry 3.7 whatever it was million watching the timeless children. And according to the J-Bots, it's the biggest success that ever was.
Well, they're crazy. That's the problem. They're insane. No, I have some news, some important news.
Go on.
I have been clenching my buttocks together quite firmly for about 20 minutes, suppressing the need to run to the bathroom.
Go ahead.
My clock is ticking down. I'm an old man. There's only so much I can bear. So, can I do the competition?
Oh, go ahead, Jeff. Yeah, man. Sorry, man.
Okay, so the competition was to win this Apocalypse Now. The complete dossier has the 1979 version plus the new 2004 version. And the winner is, I think he might have won before, actually, As Dead as Dillinger. As Dead as Dillinger. If you're in the chat, say hello. I didn't see you. But if you're in the chat, say hello. Is anybody there?
Now, what happens is because the last time it's been, some people have won prizes before, but they haven't turned up in the chat ever again. So what'll happen is Rabbi normally gives it about a week or two. For you to click
but he comments on my videos a lot. I'll see him again.
Oh, does he? Oh, well then that's fine. But normally, what would normally happen is if they're not there to collect it, you'd normally pick out another.
Right.
Have you got a competition for this week?
Was it next week's prize?
Yes.
Next week's prize. I just rummaged through the pile, and we're going for, this will be a good one, Lord of the Rings.
Is that the full? Hold on, is that the full 4-hour version?
You got both versions. Incredible set.
Yeah. I've got the 4-hour version myself now.
Booklet, it's fantastic.
Brilliant.
And I'm giving away all 3 of the Lord of the Rings movies in this format. So, what shall we use as a hashtag for this one?
Hashtag my precious.
No, let's do that for the second one.
Right.
Hashtag One Ring.
Yeah. Oh no, that sounds a bit naughty.
One ring to rule them all.
Hashtag One Ring. That sounds a bit no.
Let's say hashtag
Hobbiton.
Race. What's the name of those? Orc. Was it orcs or was it?
Orcs, wasn't it?
They had orcs and they had the other thing.
No, what would you call it? Like trolls?
Oh, God, Treebit. Treebit's in this one. Hashtag Treebit. Okay, we'll do that.
Right. There you go.
E-B-E.
If you want to win that prize, you know what to do. Head over to Rabbi's channel, like, share, subscribe, and use that hashtag in videos. Then you can
Just go to my latest video, and it'll be there. Put the hashtag in, and you'll be into to win it next week.
Great, right,
Great.
Rabbi. You obviously
is there any more news before I?
I'll let you go because I can see you're sitting there uncomfortable, and I know what that feels like. So we'll wrap up tonight anyway because we've done 2 streams. But listen, if you're available, what day is it today now? Monday.
Yeah.
Tuesday. I might squeeze one in tomorrow if you want to do one.
I can't do another one. I've got to take a break.
All right.
Give me a day to recharge. This one.
Well, then I'll get you on Wednesday.
Wednesday's much easier for me.
Right, Wednesday. Right, I'll see you on Wednesday because we'll have plenty to talk about again on Wednesday anyway.
Yeah, I guess so.
We will. Right, Daniel will throw your channel up there anyway. We'll try to get you more subscribers anyway. Well, how many subscribers are you on now? How many are you away from 1,000?
Oh, 201 right now.
Listen, guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do because we want to get Rabbi up to 1,000 subscribers then, and it'd be good to be able to get himself monetized.
Yes, we like that.
Because he deserves it. No, because Rabbi deserves it. He throws out a lot of content. You just see that. Jeez, I do be amazed, man. You're like, listen, I used to do the same as you at the start, but I had to slow down. But you are like a fucking robot, man. You just bang, 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 bang. I'm like, holy shit, I have to give it to you, man. But I've slowed down a little bit, but look, when we get closer to this special, trust me, I'll be on.
Yeah, we're going to ramp up that.
And don't forget, we will be doing at some stage. It's just we've been very busy with all this Doctor Who stuff. We will head over to the Irish Geek at some stage and do those because we want to do something where we can just sit down and relax and watch the movie. And we actually like the Time Machine and War of the Worlds. We're watching the updated versions first. We will eventually do the classic versions. But Rabbi, go on. I'll let you go.
I gotta go. Have a good evening.
Good night, man. Thanks for joining me anyway. Poor Rabbi there. He really had to get out of there, didn't he? I know what it's like. And thank you, Daniel. Daniel, thanks very much because you've had to take most of the responsibility while Chris is away doing whatever he's doing. He's obviously doing something for the community or whatever it is because he hasn't been on. So I want to wish Chris as well, who's normally with us. I want to wish you safe, man. And whatever you're doing out there, fair play. And, hope to see you back soon when all of this mess is over, mate. Just stay safe. And that goes for you all as well. Stay safe. This crisis is far from over. No matter what's being said out there, this crisis is far from over. It's not over. It won't be over yet for a while yet. And I know people's, isolation is getting to a few people. As I said, reach out to people. To be people willing. Look, I've seen some amazing things since this crisis. Social media has been the forefront. Social media gets a lot of negativity. Over the last few years, especially with cyberbullying and stuff. But you could see the power of social media when it's used for good. And it's been absolutely amazing, the human spirit, the fight, the togetherness. I just wish everybody was on board because if everybody was on board and not listening to rhetoric out there and actually just listening to the experts, we get over this crisis a lot quicker than what we're going to. You know what I mean? We all need to band together. We all need to do our bit, whether it's staying at home and isolating or whether it's helping your your older neighbours, or whether it's working in the hospitals, or remember the people in the power plants, the people that are helping keeping the electricity on, keep the clean water going. You know, we forget those people, the people in the supermarkets. You know, we tend to forget all of those. But of course, the saviors of them all, the nurses, the doctors, the paramedics, even the firefighters out there, they're all playing their part. The police, everybody. And we all must continue to do so. The problem is that we're coming up to the summer now, and you know the sun does, you know, seduce people, and unfortunately, you know, people are breaking isolation because they need to get out. You know, I would suggest if you have a back or a front garden, I know you're probably sick of looking at them right now, but that's the best and the safest spot for you. You know what I mean? But who am I to lecture people anyway? I'm not an expert, but I do listen to the experts. And if you look at what's happening in UK, they had another increase in deaths. So even though, you know, people out there, politicians and the media would like you to believe that everything is starting to go well, that's not the reality. It's not the reality. As I said, you know, this thing is gonna go on till way after Christmas. These politicians, some of these politicians, just need their heads screwed on, because they definitely don't know what they're talking about. If you're putting the economy ahead of people's lives, you know, I'd have to question you. You know, when it's not, you know, you stop a virus by keeping everybody away from each other. You know. That's just logic anyway. But listen, as I said, keep safe. And thank you, Daniel. Thank you, everybody that has joined in the chat tonight. I'll just say good night to you all, because I didn't give you a shout out at the start. So I'll say good night to Colin, Daniel, Charlotte. Who else have we got? We've got Leland as well. Super John. Who else have we got? Rob Downs, good night, my friend. Will Griffin, good night. Dave is here as well, talking comics with Gorminator. I have to get you on soon, mate. It's been a while. Nice to see you here. Good night, my friend. Stay safe. I know you've been busy out there doing your bit as well, but stay safe, my friend. Gary Hewitt as well. I think that's everybody, isn't it? Yeah. I'll just go right back down to the end just in case I forgot anybody. Let's see. I think I got everybody. Yeah. And listen, everybody is out there that has been part of the chat that hasn't been here, that's missing in action because you are doing your bit. YouTubers like Ballstrek as well that have been doing their bit as well. I just want to say, you know, to you guys as well, stay safe. We hope to see you back here soon, interacting with us all, and you know, actually talking about things and ranting about things that we love. And Martin Carlin is here as well. Good night, my friend. Listen, 2 streams, as I said. We have a watch along Dalek. If you haven't watched it, that should be up on the channel now. And then also myself and Rabbi, we just spoke about last night as well. Rabbi just left there about 5 minutes ago. So I hope you have enjoyed tonight's streams. I really have. I'll see. I might do something tomorrow for an hour or so, because there's always something to talk about anyway. Well done, Daniel. Daniel obviously got a bit of a strike, but he's won his appeal. Well done. He joined the club, but you know, you're not a YouTuber until you at least get one copyright strike, or you get some sort of reprimand off YouTube. So welcome to the club, my friend. Welcome to the club. And to everybody out there, as I said, look after yourselves. I'll leave you with this anyway. Thanks for joining me. As I said, talk to you at some stage tomorrow. And stay safe. Look after yourselves.